We're talking feminism, and Oprah has a conversation with Ava DuVernay. And are the Oscars so black, or are they still too white? All that and more on Black Hollywood Lives this week.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Live this week.
Hey. These.
Rule the world.
Ahead. The home is a home. How the story.
Come on, Rachel.
I can't.
Come on, girl.
This is just like a slow ball.
Get a shoulder. Get a shoulder. You in the church choir.
Thanks, Sister Act.
I feel like my boobs are moving too much when I do that. Here come. Rap number one.
A 1-2, a 1-2.
The king was in town.
Oh, what's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? We got Curtis Blow in the building. Hey. What's up, everybody? It's Black Hollywood Lives this week. I am your host, Courtney Stewart, and I am joined in the studio with amazing talent, as I always am. And beside me, y'all, I know y'all done seen him on the new edition movie. Melvin Jackson Jr. is in the building.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on?
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So glad you are here. And, of course, across the table, my regulars that be on the staff, hanging out, about to talk about some stuff. We got DJ Jesse J in the building. And Miss Rachel True, still trying to catch a beat, but we love it anyway.
You know, the day I catch it, I guess, is when I've graduated, right?
You gotta put it right on in your pocket.
We're going to have to bring a hat. We're going to have to hold a whole celebration.
I want a cake.
We're going to get you a cake and all of that.
The day Rachel caught a beat.
Yes. Y'all going to miss Black Hollywood Live's own special long and lean Mr. Derrial Christon this week because he decided he didn't need to come to work. So we just going to have to talk about other stuff without him. So what's up, y'all? How y'all feeling?
Great.
Well, you know, no, I'm just kidding. Well, all right, well, I'm doing fine, but some other people are not. So I just wanted to talk about this because at first I looked and I was like, stupid. But then I started doing a little more research with it, and I was like, that statement's a little problematic. So the Beehive endlessly searches the internet for anyone doing Beyonce wrong. Well, they came across WikiHow. It's like a Wikipedia, like if you need to learn how to do something.
Right.
And they had this picture. Now, this picture is an exact replica
Of Shakira.
No.
Shakira.
That is Beyonce, Jay-Z, and to the left is Obama, President Obama.
Wow.
The whitewashing has begun.
So-
Wait. Is this like a coloring book and they just haven't colored in the colors yet?
It was under
does.
how
It
to be a congressman.
No, they didn't.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
that's funny though.
to be white.
Yeah, they're saying be white. They're not wrong in this day and time. So kudos to you, WikiHow.
Wait, but keeping it real. No, so people were very upset because I just looked at the picture. I'm like, what? How? Why?
You sure that wasn't supposed to be Ivanka?
So
Yeah, I
no,
think
this picture's been up for like a few years. It's from a picture in 2012. I want to
When
say.
she was at the White
Maybe it
House.
was winter, and you know how we do in winter. We get a little
Girl,
pale.
no.
Girl, I don't never
First of
get
all,
that
wait, so
pale.
here's the- okay, so
you
look.
get that pale, Melvin? Ain't never been that pale, you know?
Nah.
So my thing was, Wiki came out. They said we were disgusted when we saw this because, I mean, it's like Wikipedia. Anyone can upload stuff to it. But they have people who search this. They were disgusted that this happened, yada, yada, yada. Then they said, we did a little more research. And it came across that it was from these three different illustrators who, they photocopied the picture of Beyonce and sent it to the colorist, and the colorist
was blind. And
the colorist didn't recognize President Obama.
well, in all fairness to the colorist,
Wow.
that does not look like Obama.
That doesn't look like Obama. That looks like Ronald
Jay-Z.
Reagan.
No, you guys,
Is
first
that
of all,
supposed to be Obama
That
on
looks
the
like
left?
Reagan.
the one on the left. I'm like, first of all, the hair.
Reagan, Ivanka, and some other white man.
But that's what I'm saying. Those are like white men.
And Ray Liotta, like. So my thing is like, I don't know. That sounded a little fishier to me because it's like, why were three people working on this image? Like this looks like a preschool image. So Wiki says now they're gonna do better because that's ridiculous on such an important topic that there wasn't enough diversity. What?
I mean, honestly, it's like the least of our problems, but it adds up.
But like when you
These
see it
things
next to
add
the
up.
actual picture, it's just really.
It's embarrassing.
I thought this story was about, because I didn't do my research. There was a picture of Beyonce dressed as like the woman from the 40s, you know, with the
Rosie the Riveter.
Riveter. So, and she looked really pale in that one, and I thought, well, you know, she has a little high yellow sometimes. So I didn't realize it was this.
No, that's Jay-Z and President Obama.
Wow.
All right.
Shakira and Desi Arnaz Jr. I think.
Well, for those of y'all out there that are not aware, President Obama was black, and Beyonce and Jay-Z are also black.
So,
Just
Wikipedia,
so you know.
let's get those facts straight.
Let's get it together.
All right, so then I'm sitting here with all the, you know, the marches against Washington and whatnot. I'm scrolling through the internet and I come across this video. I'm not going to even promote him at all, but so he put this like 7-minute viral video out. I'm actually going to use the word viral
I love it when
very
you talk
loosely.
Canadian. He's like, out.
And in it, he said basically he's sick and tired of women right now just screaming and marching because the only reason they're doing this is because they're all mad at men. And all they want is now women have become like men. They want to. He literally showed. Like the funnel thing that women can use to pee. He was like, now they want to pee like us. He went on an entire rant. So honestly, the only reason I'm doing this is because on my Facebook I see a lot of it too, and on social media. So I just really want everyone to know that there are actual meanings to some of these marches. Now, the media loves to pick up, you know, some crazy stuff. So that's what a lot of people see and get
Those
upset about.
alternative facts.
Yeah, but you know, you can actually go search the website, you know, and find out what these women really are out there doing. Basically, they want accountability for police brutality. You know, they want freedom from sexual violence. They want gender and racial inequalities to be fixed. They want freedom from. They want affirming that all domestic and caretaking work is work. They want to be equal. That's what this is about. And so, it disgusts me that, and I don't know who to blame because the coverage of it with the media, I think, has tainted it. And I don't know if would you guys agree with that?
I don't think
I feel like it's adding fuel to the fire.
I don't. I mean, all of this, like the women's march that happened after inauguration, and I think that if you actually pay attention and know, like they did have specific objectives for the women's march, and I think that if you are informed and want to be informed, then you actually know what those objectives are. But if you just want to look at it and be like, "Wow, these women mad! Like, why they marching and making it such a big deal about nothing?" Like, then that's the lane you're gonna stay in because you choose ignorance over actually knowing and learning what is actually happening. But I mean, at the same time, like, there's both sides of the issue because there's people that are coming for women that are not in alignment with what's been happening in terms of feminism and marching. And no, we haven't, because the Women's March happened after the inauguration, so we have not been here since Orange Tang took office, and then the women protested.
The picture from the march of, I think it's a black woman holding a sign, and is it a Black Lives Matter sign? And then there's like 3 little white girls in their pussy hats taking selfies in back of her, and it was just, if you haven't seen the picture, it's really succinct.
Yeah, there was a lot of outcry from black women specifically about, number one, that 94 or 96% of black women voted for not Trump, and a whole bunch of white women voted for Trump.
Straight up question for you. Do you find yourself side-eyeing white women a lot more lately? Because I do. I do.
I don't side-eye them any more than I have been for eternity.
But I feel like now when someone gives me attitude, like a white lady in a shop where I'm
just like, bitch, you voted for Trump.
Well, she's working there. I just feel like, bitch, I know you. I see you. I know you. But that's like the energy I give off the whole time. You know?
It's funny too, because also people are sort of, because there was a whole thing about people being mad at Taylor Swift for not actually going to the march and all that kind of stuff. But even though she stands up for women and girl power and all of that,
she's an easy target, to be honest.
She is an easy
blonde. You know what I mean?
I didn't think it was a fair.
What about Ashley Judd?
Her speech?
Yeah.
She gave a great speech. I think a lot of women were there for all the right reasons, by the way. I think some were there just there for an Instagram picture. But I think the point is to show how many millions of women could get together and show this. I guess there's a part of me that's like, I just wish these bitches had done it before. The white ladies had done it beforehand and voted appropriately because you are the reason. Well, now I'm getting off on my soapbox. You're not the reason, but you kind of are the reason.
Because you didn't tell your sisters, like, hey, white girl, what you voting for Trump? Why? Like, why weren't you checking her beforehand? And also, it's sort of like now that suddenly, like, and I get it, because we're a country of self-preservation and everybody, like, wants to do what is beneficial to them. But it's kind of interesting that now suddenly it all matters. But, like, when the Black Lives Matter movement is doing marches, like, y'all weren't coming out in droves to support that then. Like, now suddenly you're, like, on the bandwagon because you're affected and your community.
There was another great sign there, so for 1 second, because I want to hear your opinion as a man, especially, but there was one sign there where somebody just said, so all you white people are going to show up at the next Black Lives Matter thing. So anyway, as a man, what did you think of the rally?
I was going to say something outside of that. I was going to say, I think sometimes it's kind of hard for people who are actually friends with Trump to now they have to side because they may not like his views, but they as a person they've known him all this time, and
like
now he's
Tom
a president.
Brady.
Yeah, like now he's a president, and now it's like you have to choose a side. It's like me saying I'm your friend, but now you're running for president, and the stuff that you're saying I don't agree with. So now it's like I have to almost be neutral, even though I don't support what you're saying. But now it's like to march against you, or it's kind of like putting me against you, and it's hard. It's a hard position to be in.
Sure.
And I think that a lot of people are in that position where it's like.
Well, how many friends did he really have? Let's face it. No, your point is totally valid. It's a tricky time. I thought he'd be impeached already. Honestly, I can't believe it's all still happening.
We're gonna talk about that in a minute. But as feminism goes, I mean, the marches were great. People showed up. There were no major incidences.
Come on, women ain't got time for that.
Women ain't.
Y'all smart. Y'all smart about what y'all doing. It's like we have a point. We're gonna stick to it.
Organized.
We did it. Yeah.
We're not rioting. We're not looting. We're not doing. We're sticking to the point.
Nobody was arrested anywhere at all these marches, and I love that people are marching in Antarctica. It's like people hate you so much. Every continent marched against
and did you see there were
Trump.
Satanists marching?
Yeah. Listen, the Satanists, frankly, nobody's saying you have to like support them or whatever, but they usually take up a cause. They really do. The Satanists, like when things are unfair. No, like Google them because when things are unfair for other groups, they're kind of there. When people were really upset against Muslims in the Midwest, they were like, "I will walk you to the store. I will do this. I will do that." So I'm not mad at the Satanists right now. I'm mad at the Christians who were the Tea Party 4 years ago, but then voted in a thrice divorced, hypocritical liar who grabs women by the pussy. So that's who I'm mad at.
I've seen Lucifer.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
He's a nice guy.
Lucifer gets off the hook. No. I'm not supporting Satanism at all.
But it was fascinating to see. And Stephen Booth has hooked us up with a statistic. Apparently, the Women's March in Washington had 3 times as many people as Trump's actual inauguration on Friday.
Banned just for saying
I know. He might tweet at us.
Shut us down. You saw today, wants to shut down parts of the internet because ...
We're on that real soon.
But isn't it funny how they'll say something? They'll say, "Oh yeah, it was so many people at the inauguration," and then it's like, "No, it wasn't." They'll come back like, "No, that was not true." It's
an alternative fact.
Alternative facts.
It's crazy.
Alternative facts.
And by the way, just for the Women's March for a second, I'm sure everyone is pretty educated on this, but the reason there's a bit of a divisiveness sometimes between white and black feminists is that the white feminist movement came up in the 60s and 70s when, white ladies after the 50s were getting their wings, but everyone else had been working for
much longer than that.
Yeah, so black women, brown women, even Asian women had been in the job force for a long time, and so when the 70s movement came up, it was a bit uninclusive of it was mainly a white women's movement. So that's why there's some divisiveness. But hopefully we'll get past that.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes over the next
Lord,
years.
it's hot
We
here.
at least got having hot flashes from all the joy you are talking about.
It's Africa hot in the studio right now, and I've been there, so I can say that.
I'm shivering. Is that all you got for us, Jesse?
For right now.
For right now.
Because I just took his notes.
She took his notes, and he can't talk about anything else without notes. Well, speaking of talking, Oprah is back, and she's talking with our favorite director, superstar Ava DuVernay, and they are having a little conversation about the amazing, super important, if you haven't seen it, you are so behind, you need to get on Netflix right now and see it. It is called 13th. It is the documentary basically chronicling the experiences of black folks in America, specifically in regards to the criminal justice system, and it has been nominated for an Oscar. Wow. So they are sitting down and having a little chat chat about the film and some things that happened and sort of Ava's experience in making the film and what she sort of took away from it. And Netflix is going to air it. It starts airing today, so you can go to Netflix right now and check out their conversation. And I'm sure you're going to get some little nuggets and some interesting information.
And can we just say how she started off as a publicist? Like,
yes, she was a publicist. She started her own like distribution situation, and then she started making her own film. Like she really has sort of worked through.
If you notice, the distribution part of that is super important because that's actually where you make a lot of the money. So then you can then go on and fund your own stuff.
She figured it out, y'all. She is all kinds of black girl magic. So check that out on Netflix tonight.
Sidebar to another black girl magic, and I'm going to say hashtag black woman magic Venus. Venus Williams.
Yes, at the Australian Open.
Because her and Serena are going to play each other, I think, tomorrow. It's the Australian Open. And I just love Venus for the tenacity and all of it. I mean, she really is the epitome of black girl magic.
She's like fighting autoimmune disease, and she's out there kicking butt, and they wrote both of the Williams sisters off because they're well into their 30s now, but they are still doing...
She's 36 going on 37, so it's just a testament to like fitness and eating right and what all that can do despite her autoimmune thing. She is in the championship.
She's a champion.
And I love Serena too, I love you too, but I just
see Venus back out there and really like doing it. It's
and she
really
was down match points and she still won. All right, anyway.
All right, well, now we got to talk about what's really going on.
What's going on?
I won't say his name. I call him Orange Tang. So if you're offended, I'm sorry, but he's Orange Tang to me. Some sort of weird substance that we are supposed to digest and take, and I just don't know what to do with it. So Orange Tang, here's our update. So y'all know he was inaugurated last Friday.
Nobody watched, so I don't know.
I watched.
You did?
Actually,
I watched it live.
You did? No, I get it. You're a newswoman.
I'm a newswoman. I'm a citizen of the country, and there's that nugget of person, because I'm a cynic usually, and I'd be trying to be like, okay, maybe he gonna give me something. He gonna surprise me.
What do you think of his fascist speech?
I thought it was very fascist.
It was pretty doom and it was weird.
It was weird. It was uncomfortable. I didn't like poor Melania being dragged around. I didn't like their first dance. Like, it was just all uncomfortable and terrible.
So awkward.
Stop. I do not feel an ounce of sympathy for that woman.
It's not about sympathy. It's awkward.
Suck that Orange Tang, and she.
Look, girl, I watch a lot of Love and Hip Hop, so I just understand these girls' mentalities.
Why you had to say it like that? She wanted to suck the orange.
She had to drink a lot of orange Tang.
On top of it, if you look around for clips of her, everybody's feeling sorry for her. There's a clip of her on The View with the birther thing.
Yes, and she definitely was very aggressive and like he's supportive and like whatever. So in that regard, I understand.
He lets her out the house for that purpose.
I do love that. I mean, I had a little fun shouting for it watching that thing where she's all smiles and Trump comes over, says something to her, and she immediately gets sad. Aww. And that's why everyone feels bad for her, but don't feel bad for her.
Wait, a side note, also the memes that have been... I made you a fan. The memes that have been going around, it's the little things that matter. But I did not know. Have you ever seen the memes about George Bush and Jr. and Michelle Obama? Oh my! They like love each other in every picture, but he's like, and Michelle's just looking at. Oh my God!
Everybody likes little brown sugar.
Yeah, no, I was really surprised.
There have been some great memes. If nothing else, we have gained out of this entire experience. The meme world and the Twitter world has been the Tiffany box and the handing off to Barack and him helping poor Melania. Like, it's been really great for entertainment purposes.
I followed the inauguration on Twitter just to see the Michelle faces.
Yeah,
Michelle's side eye was epic.
Side-eye, she was like,
She what about the Tiffany box? She was like,
Like, you giving my speech back?
There's a video where they show it, and then when she puts the box behind her, it flings up. But did you also, the Hillary and Bill?
When Bill was checking out Ivanka. Like,
was he looking at her?
There's been some great.
He was not looking at her.
Bill was checking Ivanka, and Hillary is like
she kept turning her head like.
Oh, Bill.
It was great. He's savage. But, we'll talk about the serious stuff right now because, we are still a network that wants to deal with, the news of what's going to affect our lives. And Orange Tang, unfortunately, is in our lives, and we're having to drink whatever he hands out. And right now, he's handing out some bullshit. But that's just my opinion. Many of you may feel differently. So right now, we know that he has upset the Mexican president, who is no longer coming for a visit because he's telling the Mexicans that they're going to pay for this wall. And he said he's going to make them pay for it with a 20% increase on a tax tariff on imports, on all of their goods and imports.
What that means?
That means our shit is going to be
But yes, our stuff we are paying for.
We're paying for
it's
it.
going to be much more expensive. But also, what it means is there'll be even less fresh fruits and veg for people out there.
My
Affordable
avocado
fresh fruits and
shortage
veg.
that's already on struggles right now, it's gonna be worse.
I'm not sure. Do you know what our major trade is with them? Because I feel like agriculture is a huge percentage
I'm not
of
sure.
it.
I would assume it is avocado.
Yeah, I didn't look it up, so I'm not 100%.
But
But that makes me so sad because fresh fruit and veg are already at a price point where people are like, no, I can't afford it. I'd rather just get the junk because that's what I can afford to feed all my kids or my family or whatever. And I get that.
The GMO industry.
It does.
Keep making apples that don't rot for 3 weeks. And we'll buy that.
Also, how about the crackdown on the EPA and everyone? Nobody can release. No
Well, that's
scientists
the thing.
can release any studies
There's currently a
anything
gag
now.
order on the EPA. They can't talk about anything. They can't tweet about anything. Nobody can say anything in terms of news or anything dealing with the EPA. For those of y'all that don't know what that is, that's the Environmental Protection Agency. They don't want no news getting out about what Trump is doing.
Y'all smart.
But for example, there could be like the ozone layer.
learning right now.
The ozone layer could be
Take notes.
completely gone, and they can't report on it.
They can't report anything. There's a gag order right now. It's illegal. You can lose your job if you work for the EPA and say something about what's going on.
By the way, if you're up on all this stuff, check out the Washington Post because like they got some insider action, and their articles have been on Fuego lately with insider stuff, as well as Vanity Fair, Great and Carter.
Vanity Fair has been really great.
Vanity Fair just hates Trump and scathing reviews, scathing articles that are so worth reading.
Yes, so. Well, I'm gonna keep moving through some more stuff that he done did this week. So he done, come back to the Keystone and Dakota Access Pipeline. He wants to get that back in action. It's not as simple as an executive order. He can't just sign off and get it started again. But he started. He's got it in motion again, basically, to start to happen, which it probably will happen.
Why can't you just reroute around their land? Is what I don't understand.
Because it's more expensive.
It is more expensive. It's not as great, and they just want to just fuck the natives as many times as they can.
Right, we stole all their shit. Turn them into alcoholics. The least we could do is not, plow through their
they'll give them a
land.
casino so that they can just drink more.
It'll be fine, Rachel. Nothing's going to happen to the water.
It's going to be interesting 4 years.
It's going to be fascinating.
Oh, as he said,
but it keeps
8 years.
going. It keeps going, guys.
I was like, the audacity. He said 8 years.
He said, well, he believes in his 8 years. So also I think he said today, or maybe it was yesterday, because a lot of people are concerned about the dreamers, the people that have been brought here by family members illegally as children, have grown up here. America, as far as they know, is home. They could be in college, some of them serving in the military. Like, they are Americans for all intents and purposes, and Obama had signed legislation to keep them here so that they were at least safe. Well, Trump said, if you in college and you doing what's right, like, you don't really have to be that worried.
Because I have a big heart.
He has a big heart, but he gonna let y'all know what he gonna do with y'all in about 4 weeks. So we'll find out in 4 weeks.
So get your papers in order.
If somebody might come back from Afghanistan and their mama gone.
Or not be able to get back
Or
in
not
the
be able to
country.
get back. So we don't know. Because he also has introduced a Muslim ban. He has a list of countries that he would like to ban certain Muslims from. Interestingly enough, there's a few countries not on that list that we might be surprised about. Like
because he does business?
And Saudi Arabia. So we'll see. We don't know, but that's out there in the ether. He might be, hooking that up. For those of y'all that know anything about the National Endowment of the Arts, he done took that money. He's like, nah, y'all don't need the National Endowment for the Arts.
FYI, I'll say, I'm old enough to remember when this happened in the 80s, too, because Reagan did the same thing and did away with the NEA. And somehow we survived. I'm a little disappointed about, the funding for public radio and things like that.
PBS, they want to kill Big Bird?
Well, and it's sad because Big Bird is already on HBO anyway, so you can't even watch Sesame Street unless you have enough money for HBO. It does run second run on PBS, but not the original.
Not the original.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, because of funding.
Yes.
So this is a big deal, but this will galvanize artists. Do you know what I mean?
True.
A lot of protest music and everything comes out of moments like this, and hopefully we'll seize the day. But if you're a young child and you want to study violin, you can't now.
No, you can't. And obviously there's many other things that are still going on. They're still doing Senate confirmation hearings for cabinet members and things like that. There's lots of people circulating numbers to call and whatnot online. I don't know how helpful it is because at this point some of them ain't even answering the phone and you can't get through, but you can keep trying because, firm believer, Betsy DeVos does not need to be the
No, that's a crazy bitch. This is a woman who's a billionaire from the Amway family, Amway products, right? So when your public schools are flooded with Amway products, she's going to be why. And also, she was very against public schools.
She doesn't even believe in public schools.
to do just vouchers. So she's real dangerous, and she's, not the brightest, frankly.
And last threat he made on Twitter most recently, he told Rahm Emanuel, I will send in feds if you don't get your ish together in Chicago, because he listed off how many people have been killed in the last whatever. And yes, as the federal government, we live in a country where if you can help us and we ask you for help, you should send help. But generally, the federal government forcing whatever that is, that sounds a little bit like martial law and a little bit scary.
Also, the way he talks about the inner cities, it's like, I don't know, it's the 70s? That's the way his dialogue is. I think he remembers
he said
New York
it was
City
the
in the
carnage
70s.
in Chicago. So I mean, some people may subscribe to the idea that it's a war zone.
But
so
let's be real,
enough.
these words matter, because in the 80s, remember the crack epidemic? And there was a big crack problem, but it wasn't as big as they talked about, frankly. It was to scare everyone so that they could put brothers in prison or sisters or whatever.
Watch 13th, and that gets explained in there, too.
Right, so this is the beginning of that again.
All over again. All over again. History does repeat itself when you don't know your history.
But the one thing we know is people who are non-white, per se. Are you white?
Yep.
Okay, except for you.
He's like the purest of whites. They're the original white folks.
I know, except for you.
The Greeks are like the first white folks.
But even Greeks, like, we all know what it's like to endure and put up with shit and deal with an unfair society and have to work twice as hard. We know that, so we can survive this because most of us. I know you're looking at me like, why we still got it, but we do.
I'm a survivor.
I know you are. I know you are.
But it's just annoying. Don't y'all feel like in 2017, why are we still doing this?
Yeah. Why is this why?
Why is this still a conversation?
Can the people who want to have that conversation and be like that, can they go to another island someplace?
Yes.
And can we just like everyone who just thinks normally, like a sane human being?
And I'm not even trying to stand, because he's about to do his Supreme Court nomination in the next, I think, week or so. He's going to announce who he wants for the Supreme Court, and things like say what you want on whatever side of abortion you want to be on, fine. But I love the meme that popped up with Rachel Maddow saying okay, you want to get rid of abortion? Are we going to hold the men responsible that keep getting these women pregnant just as much as we're keeping the women responsible? You haven't elevated in any way to what's happening to 21st century logic.
Right.
You're still living in 18th century. I'm watching The Tudors with Henry the 8th right now on Netflix, and the women bearing the burden of the fuck-ups of society are still a problem right now. It's 2017.
Well, again, these baby boomers, their heyday, or they grew up, let's say they were kids and teenagers coming of age in the 50s.
Yeah.
So that's where they're stuck. I mean, unfortunately, hopefully this is the last hurrah of the baby boomers, but they are fucking it up for everyone.
But boomers came along through the 60s, when shifts and change, and that was all because you're born in the 40s after the World War II and in the 50s. So you came of age in the 60s. You were 20 in your late teens and early 20s. So you would think that they sort of, I don't know.
No, because that mindset is passed down through generations, and it's I was just talking about this the other day, but when you understand the human condition and when you're raised in that, it's sad, but like we talked about with Loving, 1976. A black woman and a white man couldn't be together. That was illegal. There's a condition.
In that area, right? Not everywhere, but in that area.
But it doesn't even matter.
No, I
in the
get it.
50
I'm
states
a
of a
mixed kid
country
who was growing up in the 70s. I get it loud and clear.
Yeah. It blows my mind, and that's where it's just because I can't stand the argument of why is everyone so mad? Why is it in the ignorance of not wanting to just have the conversation, and the fact that everyone gets so upset, or people get upset because people are vocalizing it now. And now movies are coming out, and history is being told, and now they're rewriting history. No, they're writing it. They're putting it down because it wasn't there.
It was already rewritten. Y'all made shit up, and now the honest truth is coming out, and people acting surprised. What?
That's true.
It's just weird.
It's wake up season right now. People need to wake up and stop sitting back and being idle. We gotta make a change. We gotta have, like I said, the marching, the change has to come, because as we see that we'll sit by and next thing you know it's 4 years and we'll be like, man, what are we in?
No.
Well, what do you guys think about, it's so hard because I know her, and it's just she's such a nice person.
Who?
Chrisette Michelle. And
She lost the Netflix deal, right?
The thing about it is, first of all, when I saw Jennifer Holliday crying on The View, I just... people death threats, you know what I mean? Be mad at somebody, but be mad at them, and, don't buy their music. Like the hate and the death threats like that, I can't get, because you can't defend that.
Yeah.
Because now you are joining the evil. Chrisette Michelle decided she wanted to perform at the inauguration. She said, "I did it because I wanted him to see what we look like." And her idea was that she wanted to shake his hand and meet him. She performed. Something had happened where she got switched, and he came out after her. So she didn't actually get to meet him, shake his hand.
Orange Tang is who he's referring to.
And people are turning this in. Well, people are saying that it was proof in which that he didn't want to touch us. And
well, there is that. Have you seen the meme where he's in a church, right? And these like two white churchy guys, I don't know, Catholic with the big hats. They walk past.
Priests.
These churchy guys.
Okay, that's the word I'm looking for.
They're coming for you.
So,
Satanist
come
priests.
on, bring it. So the white guys walk past. He shakes their hand. And then like the black guy comes through, and it's like he does not even look, and then some little white kid comes by and he shakes the white kid's hand. So we're already invisible. So check that one out. But here's before Courtney goes in hard on Chrisette Michelle, because I don't really know who she is. So what I'm gonna say is, and somebody wrote this on Twitter, and I wish I knew their name. But it's really true. Like people are forgiving. If she just said, "Listen, y'all, I had some bills due, and the shit was due, and I got kids, or I got a mama's house," people would have understood that a little bit better.
Questlove was going to pay her to not do it.
Right, but that was if that's her truth, because we all
he actually
get
was going
it.
to pay her more money because she thought she was going to get $750,000, but she only got $250,000.
$250,000.
Yeah, $250,000.
I know that's
Questlove would have really been like, whoop.
That's a lot for your soul, $250,000. But like I said, I get it. Maybe she had circumstances.
Yeah,
but
we
she
all
should
get
have
that.
articulated that.
But
I
here's my
think,
question: what
and
if she
asked
really?
for forgiveness.
What if she genuinely felt?
It's bullshit. She went on the Breakfast Club. Y'all can check it out online.
Yeah, that's okay.
Check it out online.
What?
There's a 30-minute Breakfast Club
If
interview.
she didn't do that, honestly, I
And
can't really.
I can come from a place of I have been a fan of Chrisette Michelle's music since she came out. And whereas I don't know her personal thoughts or opinions or whatever, she sort of marketed herself as a woke black woman, so to speak. So when she did that Breakfast Club interview and she would talk about I want him to see us, and she wore a skirt from Alice and Olivia that had Basquiat's art on it, and it was supposed to be like people being lynched and pictures of what it was so much bullshit coming out the side of her neck. It wasn't authentic. So say what you want. If it was legit how you really feel and think, okay, but I don't buy it. I didn't buy it, and I'm willing to give you a pass.
Right.
And I was ready to give you a pass. I wasn't one of those people that's like, why the hell you gonna? If you got to sing at Donald Trump's inauguration because you need a check or you need that boost in Instagram followers, because I think she got 100,000 new followers or something from doing it. Congratulations, girl. I get the game. The game is what it is, and if that's what you're willing to sacrifice in the name of the game, then that's what you got to do. But don't come at me trying to talk to me like you intellectualizing on me about black people and the savior, and you're gonna be the conduit between black people and Donald Trump, and you're gonna figure out how to make his message understood for us, and you're gonna make our message understood. Girl, that's bullshit. You came there to sing and dance like a damn minstrel show like anybody else over the last 400 years, and you're an idiot if you thought otherwise. And I can't believe, as the woke black woman that you have appeared to be all these years, that suddenly you think that your intellectualizing of what you said you're doing is valid, because I don't believe it. I believe you are just saying that because you're trying to pull the wool over our eyes. Don't pee on my leg and call it rain, girl. You peed.
No, I don't bullshit a bullshitter, Chrisette. You know what I mean? Should have just come straight with whatever her motivation is, which is probably your mortgage, And
that's great, girl. If you want to keep your house, please.
By the way,
I want you to keep it because Donald don't want you to.
But that story would have been much more interesting. I did it because I had to keep my house and my this and my that, because sidebar, one of the first things Donald Trump did was sign away it was a $500 tax credit for mortgage insurance.
So it's going to be harder for people to get mortgages.
Well,
that would have actually been hilarious if she came out and said, I needed to do this because for these next 4 years, honey.
But here's the thing. It's not going to affect rich people. It only affects poor people. And because there is no middle class anymore, so it only affects poor people who are trying to hang on to their houses. $500, a lot of money to someone poor. To someone rich, not a big deal. So that's how he's helping out his Trump, and his fan base is super poor. So I lived among his fan base in upstate New York. I know them very well. I went to high school with them. They are dirt poor, you know.
Well,
so
good luck, y'all. He won't take the insurance too, the health insurance. Y'all
We're all gonna be living in those smaller homes.
And you ain't gonna be living in a home.
Yeah, no,
you can't buy a home if you
girl,
can't get
have you
approved
seen the
for a
little tiny
mortgage.
homes?
Yes, they're on
HGN?
HGTV, but you still got to be able to buy that. And most Americans in this
want a
country,
tiny house.
I don't either.
that still requires like $20,000, and most people in America don't even have $500 in a savings account.
That's true. Try $40,000 to $60,000 for a tiny house. Seriously, by the way.
And then you got to find somewhere you can put it. You can't just plop it in there.
Right, because then you get Dapple like, nope, sorry, we're gonna put this through.
So what you gonna do now? All right. Well,
So Trump Watch 2017 has
look,
begun.
I just want to let y'all know out there, I'm waiting for Orange Tang to show up. So don't get me wrong, I'm obviously hostile as a host on this network about what he's doing, but I want him to show up. Like, I'm ready. Like,
He's not
give me something.
Going to.
No, I'm hoping somebody around him, and it's gonna be a miracle, because miracles happen. Damn it, just like
but if my
just
dating
like
life has taught me anything, is don't expect anything out of anybody.
But you still hope. You still hope that there's enough people around him that care enough about democracy and what this country is supposed to be that they're not going to completely revert us back to a place we don't want to be. Stop being negative, Rachel. See, and that's the other thing. I would have been really happy if Chrisette, even if she had said she could have took the Jesus route, she could have been like, I just want to go and pray and put the blood of Jesus all over that White House, and then black people would have been like, girl, yes,
That's true. When in doubt, mention Jesus.
Thank you. Like, we would have been like, please, girl.
Not
Please.
just Jesus, the blood of Jesus.
The blood of Jesus, honey. She could have taken some oil and just been like throwing it out in the air. People would have been like, yes, girl, yeah, but she didn't even go there.
I hoodooed that
She didn't even go there.
Even the Mike Pence thing, I like shaking everyone's hand except for Obama's. Like, I was just like,
vomit in my
But what
mouth.
about the way he greeted his own? Wasn't it Cheney was there with his wife and Trump barely, like, I don't know, skipped over him, but Obama and Michelle were very gracious and very, you know. Anyway, can we talk about this boys movie?
We're going to talk about some Oscar-nominated movies first, and then we're going to talk about this here movie. Okay, so.
I mean, this man's movie.
I know, why you
that
gotta
came
call me a
out
boy?
wrong.
Right.
That came out wrong. That came out so wrong.
Melvin Jackson Jr., a.k.a. Curtis Blow. You can't call him a boy. Okay, so.
It's because I'm old. That's the only reason I said that, not because.
She don't look like it, but she act like everybody's mama.
Grandma Rachel.
Thank you. It's true.
So we will celebrate, obviously, the nominations of all the Oscar-ness. I mean, there's obviously like meme hashtag going around that the Oscars so white or Oscars not so black.
Still not my Oscars.
Still not my Oscars, sorry. Because people are like, yay, black people were voted, but it's still not diverse, which is true. Like it's not the end point just because they voted some black people. And for those of y'all that don't know, the Black Ladies is ripping it up in the Best Supporting Actress category. We got Viola Davis, we got Octavia Spencer, we got Naomi Harris. They are taking it over. There's 5 nominated in that, so there are 3 out of the 5. So praise
And we have
the
a
Lord.
leading actress.
We have a leading actress, Ruth Negga from Loving, that we were
Wonder
talking
how
about
she got
earlier.
her family name, by the way. Like, she's
Well,
Irish.
See, why you gotta talk about like why you
She's
gotta talk
Irish. I'm just saying. You
always gotta turn it back.
Some white man gave them that name.
We're trying to celebrate the blackness.
All right, you know
and
what?
you gotta remind us of our shackles. Okay.
I'm very happy for Ruth.
Congratulations, Ruth. The movie was amazing, and you were amazing. Denzel Washington for Fences.
Right.
We've
Not
got
hidden fences, but fences.
That's
not
right.
Hidden Fences. But for Best Picture, we've got Hidden Figures. We've got did Fences get in? No, Moonlight. And wait, did Fences get in?
But watch,
I don't have my list.
but watch La La Land, a movie about jazz with nothing but white people.
Well, what's amazing is that at the Golden Globes, Moonlight still took Best Picture.
No, that's true, which is a lovely, lovely movie. I think this is the Oscar things. Obviously, that hashtag, and I'm the first usually to make fun of Twitter hashtag campaigns, but that really worked. And so we see that the hashtag activism does actually have a point. Doesn't really help our brown or if you're Spanish, you're still kind of
we're working through it, but
and if you're Asian,
it's always
that is.
Well, they always say, like if the black folks can really bust through, like everybody else can come in after, because like it's like the black folks is like the
I'm
if
shocked.
we accept them, like maybe we can start to like make everything else happen.
I'm shocked that the Spanish hasn't caught up even quicker because there's so much money in Spanish television and Telemundo and They're more organized than we are in terms of that.
It's because we're building a wall, girl.
Oh, that's right. I forgot the wall.
So, and shout out to the documentary features. 13th was nominated that we mentioned before. Also, my favorite. I actually love 13th and like I'm voting for it, but like now I'm torn because also I Am Not Your Negro.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I really want to see it.
I wasn't allowed to talk about it, but it's coming out February 3rd. I can talk about it now. I saw a screening. Like, y'all need to go see this documentary. It is James Baldwin and his experiences in his like life with Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King Jr. And he was writing a film before he passed away, and he never finished it. And they found he was writing a book, and they found the book, and like they sort of like went through the pieces, and it's just a lot of like I'm very familiar with him, but like there was so much footage that I just had never seen, and just the experience of walking through the civil rights movement with these three men and his personal relationship with them and his perspective on them, and it was just it was amazing, and it was just heart-warming / upsetting / I don't know how to feel afterward. I went with our co-producer Tiana, and we just needed to talk. Like we were like at the end of it, we were like, everybody just ran out the theater like, white folks, stop and talk, like. Because I really wanted to know, like, what do you think, like, how did you feel, and its relevancy and what it is to today, just like 13th, it's such a mirror.
I get that
It's
some
scary.
white people are afraid to talk up or speak up, though, because there is a contingency of brown people who are like, everything you say is wrong. Do you know what I mean? No matter what they say. So I wish that we had a little more space for dialogue, because there are there are a lot of white people who are trying to come correct and figure stuff out.
Or at least learn.
Yeah. So
well,
be
if
open to
y'all
talking
see
to them.
me on the street, you can actually say something to me and be like, so what did you think? And I will entertain it, actually.
You can talk
just
to
because I
me.
look scary, it's just, because I don't
And she
smile.
might side you at IU at first, but I promise.
But it comes from a good place. I'm just, a trained person. I don't want to have to hurt nobody if they're trying to kill me. But
You can talk to me, but don't touch my hair. How about that?
Don't touch my hair. But no, definitely go see the documentary if you can. It was fantastic, and obviously we're celebrating and rooting for all of them. And congratulations to everybody that was nominated. Now we're gonna talk about what we really wanted to talk about was all that stuff that went down on BET last night and the night before and tomorrow and tonight actually that is about to go down. Y'all doing some nasty stuff. Just wild stuff in the music industry. We had the New Edition movie that if y'all have not been watching this, y'all need to go to BET, watch it tonight. I don't know if do they re-air the first two episodes before?
Awesome to be able to say that. Go to BET. They are producing some really good content lately.
Are.
They have changed. So if you're thinking of BET from 10 or 20 years ago, no. Check out what they're doing today.
20 years ago, it was all right. 10 years ago, we was like, Cedar, bye. Anyway, Jesse was into Cedar, but that's when it got racist. Anyway, whatever. We're talking about the greatness that is the New Edition movie. We got Melvin Jackson Jr. in the building. That was Curtis Blow in the film. Yes. So how was it, number one, making this 3-part mini-series about probably the dopest boy band, I guess, for black folks, like, or in general, because everybody else bit off of them afterwards?
It was amazing because, for 10 years, it took them 10 years to make this film, and it started with the idea of the 25th anniversary when they saw everything that was going on behind the scenes with New Edition. They were like, man, this would be a good movie. Let's make a movie. And I actually was there at that BET 25th anniversary. So it's like, it's just crazy how all this stuff just comes full circle. And it's just like destined for me to be a part of this project, and I'm blessed to be a part of it. And for it the ratings were like 4.1 the first night, highest
huge.
rating in 5 years for BET.
How many auditions did you have to go through to get this part?
Just one, actually.
How did you find out? Like, was it through an agent? Did you know it was coming? You were like, yo, you better submit me. Like, how did you get
the crazy thing about it was that when I found out they were doing a movie, I had a lot of friends that were like, I want to be in this movie. And I was just like, whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, I wasn't eager because I was just happy they were doing a movie. So I told my agent, I said, if you see a role that's right for me, let me know. And I hadn't heard anything. Like, months went by, and I was almost transitioning out of like acting full time and maybe going behind the scenes producing and thinking about being a PA, starting over. And I was like, well, God, if this is what you want me to do, my heart, I love acting. If this is what direction you want me to go to, cool, let me know. And then I get the email about the audition and go in there. And 2 days later, I saying that the network said you're the one of their number one picks. And then 2 days later, I get the call saying I got the role.
That is not that common to go down that amazing.
That's a
How long did you guys shoot for?
I shot for 1 day. They shot for a month.
Gotcha.
But the guys had to go through a 4-week process of learning all the dance moves in 4 weeks.
Yeah, because that's
So,
quick to shoot three
3 movies.
6 hours
Yeah.
or 5 hours after commercials are out.
Yeah, it was like an hour and a half each script.
Right.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
What did you learn about New Edition that you didn't know?
I learned that Ricky had a drug problem. Yeah, a lot of people didn't really know that. Like, it was really kept on wraps.
It was, because I didn't know it either. And I follow New Edition. So in the response, how has the response been for you at least? I mean, it's only been like a day or two, but have you felt the response over social media? Like, how's the response been for the movie?
It's been crazy. Curtis Blow was trending. They spelled it with a C instead of a K. So a lot of celebrities were correcting him on that, but it was just amazing. People loved the line that I said, you know, what you guys supposed to be, the Nation of Islam. So he's like, why are you so mean to the kids? And so that became like the trending had the thing. So I'm glad that I was able to deliver a performance that was memorable, and people are talking about it. So
it was
I'm
memorable
honored.
because I was like, why he gotta do like that? Like, they were so cute in their little suits, and you were just shading the hell out of them.
What type of research did you do to get into character?
I watched Crush Groove. I looked at some of his interviews, listened to his music, and just wanted to see the type of person he was. I think he was definitely a humble guy. Of course, as rappers, we all they all have egos at some point. So I think at that moment, it's like he didn't know who New Edition was, and they're in his city, and he's the king of hip hop, the king of New York at that time. So he's like, I'm gonna open up for some kids. Are you serious? So it was like once he got the chance to know them, it was like they became cool. He respected them because he watched their work ethic. So I just like those certain things. Like what I learned about him is was 21. I think like 21 when he got his first major deal. The first rap artist to get a major deal with Mercury Records, was the first major rapper to tour overseas, and then he did basketball for the NBA, which they asked him to do. So this guy just opened up so many doors for like the new rappers now that people that don't know who Curtis Blow is need to do their research, understand. He like Reverend Run was his DJ. They call him DJ
Oh, wow.
Run. He was a son. They call him son of Curtis Blow. So it's like all this history that people.
Also, and back in that time, because I remember the 80s, they were constantly so many articles about like rap's not music and it's not gonna last. There were tons of articles about how it was just a fad and wasn't good. Like disco came and went,
Right.
and the fact that it's still here and we're telling this story today is amazing. Not that they were rap, but like that we have these characters and that rap has persevered.
And hip hop is so. I mean, hip hop and rap are like, it's different. Like hip hop is like, you think of Run DMC, Kool Moe D, Curtis Blow, all those guys, and like rap now, or it's even then you have rap and then you have something else.
Yeah.
And it's like that's not that's not rap and that's not hip hop. So it's just like people are just making music, and you tend to forget about the hip hop, the times where if you had a beef, it was just on wax.
Right.
Not in a boxing ring.
Right. So
That just made me think of the real Roxanne. Her comeback.
They're doing that movie.
Are they really?
Yes,
That's
they already
good.
shot it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of other movies, who would you like to see brought to screen, whether in the rap world or in the acting world, some story that you think should be told?
Well, one, I definitely want to do the Curtis Blow story, Run DM story as well, and then Eddie Murphy story.
Which look who kind of favors.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, no, I really
Put
hope
it
that
in
comes
the
to
air.
fruition for you, because you would be.
Yes.
That's good casting right there.
That's great. I didn't even think of that.
Why you still young?
Wait, yeah,
Right.
can
Do
you
it.
Still
give
young.
us an impression?
I want to
Do
see
you have an
like.
impression?
Oh yeah, let's hear.
You got a little something?
Sex with chocolate. Sex with chocolate.
All right, guys. Well, those of you out there, make sure you watch. The final installment comes on tonight. Thursday night. It's tonight, y'all, on BET.
9
Check
p.m.
it out, 9 p.m. I know you can go online and probably find the old episodes somewhere. I'm not sure if they're re-airing them, but I'm sure at some
Mr.
point they
World
will.
Premiere.
Oh.
Or BET.
Well, you want to support it on network if you can. As
Yes,
soon
we
as
need those
possible.
numbers. Keep
We
the
need the numbers. But yeah, check it out tonight, 9 o'clock. New Edition story. And where can everybody find you, Melvin? when they
Melvin
want
Jackson
to follow?
Jr., everything, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the brand melvinjacksonjr.com. Also, make sure you check me out and be playing Corrupt in a DPG for Life movie.
Hey.
Hopefully, we shoot it sometime this year, and we're going to make some things happen.
Good one.
Yeah.
Corrupt. Yes.
Just knocking them out park.
Good
I'll
one.
play everybody.
Yes. All right, Jesse, where you at?
Give me all the roles. Everywhere at DJ Jesse J.
Rachel True.
At Rachel True on Twitter and at True Rachel True on Instagram.
That was very enunciated properly. You can find me everywhere at Stuart Starlet. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be here back again talking some more stuff next week. Thanks.
Are you saying I talk wide?
From executives Keven Undergaro, Derrial, Christon, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio, Instagram me @KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
Hollywood redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.